Now, the Nio stock has went up by over 17% within the last 30 days, which is something that is truly amazing, because you remember that this is the stock that so many of the investors are really confident about, which is something that is truly amazing. So many of the investors are very hopeful onto this stock. If you remember the October deliveries, though those October deliveries were low, investors were seriously, or they were still optimistic about this stock, because they believe in the strong fundamentals that surrounds this stock on, and also on where this stock is going, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, this week this stock released their earnings results, which to me, as I've said, and other few retail investors, those earnings were so amazing. They were so mind-blowing, because you remember that for those earnings, Nio reported a total revenues of around 1.52 billion US dollars, which was yet another quarterly record when it comes to the total revenue generated for the quarter, which is something that is truly amazing. And this is one of the things that shows you that Nio is growing. There's no doubt about that. Nio, it is growing, and it is continuing to add more of strong fundamentals to support its growth, which is something that is truly amazing. I mean, you remember that last year in 2020 we saw the Nio stock generating the total revenues of around 2.5 billion dollars for the entire 2020 year. But to date, this stock for the year 2021, it has generated over 4 billion US dollars, which is something that is truly amazing, and has to show you guys that this is a stock that is doing well, and this is the stock that is still going to continue to do well in the coming years, which is something that is incredible, because this just means that if last year they had reported total revenues for 2020 of around 2.5 billion US dollars, we can expect Nio to report over 5 billion US dollars for the year 2021, which would be, or which would mean that Nio has grown in terms of revenue generation by 100% year over year, which, that, my friend, if it does not motivate you to stay long onto this Nio stock, then I don't know what else will. Yes, I know that for the Q3 earnings results, Nio reported a wider than expected loss, but this is because Nio is in preparation, or it is upgrading their factories in preparation of the new models that they plan to sell from next year, which is something that is truly amazing. And to me, I'm not worried about the wider than expected loss that Nio reported, because you remember that analysts had expected Nio to report an EPS, or an earnings per share, of negative 0.3, but we saw the Nio stock, or we saw Nio reporting an EPS, or an earnings per share, of negative 0.36, which to me, I don't think is a train smash, because like I said, this company is sort of like having some bigger expenses when it comes to prepare for their upcoming models that they plan to release next year. You remember that Nio plans to deliver 3 new models just next year in 2022, which is why I was telling those that were complaining to say, give Nio at least 2022, because after 2022, or at least at the end of 2022, you will see, or you will be motivated to stay long onto this Nio stock, because it is just a stock which is set to do very well. Otherwise, on the 18th of December, you all know by now that Nio will be doing the Nio Day, which so many of the investors, not only the Nio investors, but almost all investors, want to see the new products that Nio will be launching, because on that day, you and me, we all know already by now that Nio showcase, or that's where Nio showcase their new products, their latest developments, and all those kind of things, which is just amazing. So it is one of the events that many analysts are eyeing on, and are believing that after that event, the Nio stock could seriously recover. Otherwise, Deutsche Bank is one of the financial institutions that really believes in Nio, and they are also heavily invested on Nio, which is why they sort of like give us updates there and there as to what can we expect out of the Nio stock. I mean, you remember that Deutsche Bank just recently, they reiterated their price target from $60 US per stock to $70 US per stock, based on where they see Nio going, based on the strong fundamentals that surrounds the Nio stock. That is the main reason why they reiterated or increase their price target of Nio to around $70 US, and checking on where Nio is trading at around $42 US per stock. This is a good opportunity for you and me to go in and load the boat on the Nio stock because it is just set to do very well. Now, one of the things that I believe ought to motivate you as an investor or as a retail investor is that you will remember that Deutsche Bank are really hopeful or are really confident on the Nio stock, and they believe that Nio for the year 2022 will deliver 160,000 vehicles, which is something that is incredible. And also they added on top of that and said that for 2023 they believe that Nio will deliver 285,000 vehicles, which is something that is truly amazing, because you will see that the deliveries continue to rise each and every year, which is something that is incredible. You will remember that I mean, I do agree with what they are saying, because you remember that next year Nio, by the first half of 2022, they will be done with the entire upgrades of their Jack Nio factories. You'll remember that on that factory, the first phase of the upgrades are already done. They are just left to the second phase, which they anticipate to finish the first half of 2022. Now, this is one of the things that sort of like makes me want to believe that they will get to that target, because you remember that with double shifts, that plant or that factory can be able to produce 300,000 vehicles, which is something that is truly amazing. And you will remember that for the other 300,000 out of the 600,000 that Nio plans to produce next year, the other 300 will come out of their new Nio Park factory, which they believe to start with the production around the Q3 of 2022. So this is something that is truly amazing, and I believe that this 160,000, in fact, that Deutsche Bank currently has on Nio might easily surpass that, looking at the kind of capacity they will be having by the end of 2022, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, 2023 is going to be a very good year for Nio. In fact, myself, I did indicate to you that I believe that Nio will be profitable by towards the end of 2022, meaning that I believe that Q4 of 2022, Nio might report some positive EPS or earnings per share, which is something that is truly amazing, because then we know that, or I expect Nio to be profitable or to start reporting some profitable quarters from 2022 on the Q4, which is something that is truly amazing and has to motivate you. Now, this is one of the reasons, or these are some of the reasons why I've been telling you to stay long onto the Nio stock, or at least those that are panicking, I've been telling you to sort of like give Nio until end of 2022, because I truly believe that around this time next year, most of you will be very happy about what Nio will be delivering around this time, which is something that I believe, at least if you can give it around that time, I believe you are not going to regret. Otherwise, if I were you and I have an average purchase price of the Nio stock higher than where it's currently trading at, what I would be doing right now is that I would be trying to load the boat so that at least even my average purchase price of Nio goes down. Nio, it's one of the stocks that is expected to do very well, because the scene on the screen, you'll notice that this stock, same as the other or few of the stocks that I discussed on this channel, that it has a strong buy. Now, this is something that has to show you that the sentiment around this stock is that it is currently trading at a discounted price, and you should take this opportunity and buy this stock so that you can reap the good returns in the near future. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that likes button, comment and subscribe, and of course that's if you're new, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.